Here's another exclusive clip from Wrestling Reality with Justin LaBar, brought to you by Gladiators of the Cage.
Hulk Hogan, Chris Benoit, and China all walk into a bar. And none of them get served because none of them exist anymore. Wrestling Reality, Triple Live Radio, presented to you by Gladiators of the Cage. It is unfortunate, but it is reality that Hulk Hogan is now put in that company of Chris Benoit, who committed murder-suicide in his family, and China, who just banged on camera for a living for a brief bit of time, and has had some unsavory things to say about Triple H and China, and Triple H and Stephanie. Hulk Hogan is now in that company. That is unfortunate, but it is reality. As I wrote about, I don't blame WWE for how they handled this. You have to get yourself as far away from this as possible. If this would have happened 2 years ago, meaning if all of this information would have come out 2 years ago, let's say, different story. Because 2 years ago, we did not have the unfortunate riots in Ferguson or in Baltimore or dashboard cams of police officers all over CNN. WWE wasn't pursuing as many partnerships. WWE stock wasn't doing as well. 2 years ago, it's a different story. This stuff comes out. But given the landscape of current events and that WWE is always under scrutiny unfairly by the media and by those who want to bring them down, you can't blame them for having to get away from the comments that Hulk Hogan made. I mean, you can make racist comments if you want during pillow talk after sex, and likely nobody will know about it because nobody's trying to record you. But Hulk Hogan doesn't have that same privilege. It's not fair, but it's the life that he signed up for, brother. Maybe the most telling sign of it all in the world we live in and the social media is that nobody in the business, nobody that is in a relatable situation of being a public figure like he is, an athlete, a celebrity, especially, it doesn't matter, black or white. I mean, we've seen Evander Holyfield, George Foreman. We've seen people of all backgrounds coming and kind of giving support to Hogan. They're not calling for his head. And you know why? It's because they know that they are in the same unfair position, that the same thing could happen to them. They're probably looking around going, oh, man, I said that once. I hope nobody had a camera around. It's unfortunate, but it's the world we live in. And when you sign up for that kind of life, when Terry Bollea decides to be Hulk Hogan 24/7, which he is, rightly or wrongly, his family uses his name for their public endeavors. That's where we're at. Eventually, this will blow over in its severity, but it will never be forgotten. Until then, Iron Sheik is still the world champion. He never lost the title. Andre the Giant was never slammed. And the third man never showed up. The fourth man showed up, it was Virgil, and they said, get the hell out of here. Triple Live Radio, we'll be back.